takes a lot of guts to get up there.
Hey, how are you? Marsha, how are you?
Guys look nice. Sit back. It's nice to have you here.
Jim, how are you? Hello? Yeah, long time no see.
With our first order of business, we pledge allegiance to the flag Secretary call the roll.
Yes, sir, Mr. President. Mrs. Issing.
Here.
Mr. Klein.
Present.
Mr. Kachasik.
Here.
Dr. Koschuk.
Here.
Mr. Leonard.
Here.
Mr. Matarazzo.
Here.
Mr. Neiman.
Here.
Mr. Petrucci.
Here.
Mr. Stovall.
Here.
You have a quorum, Mr. President.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, I guess it's time to go to the information session with Dr. Harris.
Thank you, Mr. Leonard. We're going to start with the report from the CWCTC, Mr. Nick Petrucci.
Okay, our meeting's this Thursday, but I have some enrollment figures I think that are beneficial that people should know about. Our total enrollment for the Career Technology Center is 1,158 kids. I'll give you the top 5 programs, AM and PM. On the AM, the first is cosmetology, the second is welding, the third is auto mechanics, the fourth is construction trades, and the fifth is protective services. That's the AM group. The PM group, the number 1 is welding. Number 2 is construction trades. Number 3 is computer and information science. Number 4 is auto mechanics, and number 5 is cosmetology. So cosmetology goes from being first in the AM to being fifth in the PM. And also, I was proud to be part of an advisory committee that placed special needs kids out on jobs, and it's working out very well. Right now, we have, for the first time, we have 60 special needs kids out on work placement in the Central Career Technology Center. That's all I have, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. Petrucci. Now we'll go to the Westmoreland Intermediate Board report, and that would be myself. Our board meeting was held March 22nd, 2022 at the intermediate unit. There were 11 members present, 6 absent, which constitute a quorum. We had an executive session held prior from 6 p.m. until 7 p.m., and the regular meeting was called to order at 7. The following items of business were conducted. We had accepted the resignation of 4 E-Academy teachers, 1 PCA. Then we hired 1 PCA. Personnel for the 2022 Clairview Extended School Year were hired and approved. Job descriptions for the English as a Second Language program were approved. 9 lease agreements for various services were approved. The employment of a new financial services director for a 3-year term was approved. A tentative agreement between the WIU board and the WIU classroom assistants and in educational support professionals was approved. And then we also discussed, for information, several board policies. We started the executive director's annual review, discussed it, and started the process. Now this is obviously summarized report. All in-depth details are available on the WIU number 7 website. Our next meeting will be held, is scheduled to be held at the IU building on April 26, 2022. And that will also be a day when we're going to have an all-day Board of Directors retreat. This concludes my report.
Thank you, Mr. Leonard. A couple of things we have on the agenda tonight. I just kind of want to give information out that if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Act 93, we have a 5-year agreement with the admin with a max increase of 3% based on the evaluation system. This was decreased from last time as the max was 3.26. For Aramark, every 5 years we are required to go out to bid for the food service program. We received 3 offers from Aramark, Nutrition, and Mets. Based on the criteria, the rubric for scoring, we have recommended Aramark. We are currently happy with them as a vendor, and the guarantee for the district was actually dollar-wise better than the nearest competitor as well. So we were recommending tonight that you approve Aramark. And remember, every 5 years you must go out for bid, but it's only a 1-year agreement. So every year, at the end of each year you can, but at the end of 5 years you are required. And this was the 5 years that we were required to. First student also at the same time as Aramark came up. Our agreement with First Student expires this year, but we were pleased to announce that we were recommending to approve a 5-year contract with them. The terms are a 3% increase each of the 5 years, which is very similar to what we had. I have to say, I know with the driving shortage and everything you hear about some districts are facing, I was very pleased with our drivers this year and First Student for providing us individuals to work, and I'm very happy with their services. So, especially all the drivers, and especially Patty and Sarah, who run the local office, and they also spend half of their day also driving as well to make sure I have my drivers. So I appreciate that. So I would highly recommend you continuing with First Student. Another interesting fact, I don't know if everyone knows this or not, but the post office lease will be expiring as well. The district actually owns the post office building. We had a 20-year contract, but now the post office is only willing to renew for 5 years. So that's what their terms they gave us. We receive an annual rate of $15,500 each year for the post office, but the only difference is they're choosing only to give us the 5 years, and that was their choice versus our choice. We are continuing with our SRO, and that also needs to approve for a 3-year agreement to keep the SRO at the high school. It has been a very beneficial program to our district, and I'm glad that we are continuing the opportunity. The agreement is for an 8% increase the first year and 5% for the next 2 years. The reason it's kind of higher than the other percentages is that we were sort of underpaying in the last couple of years, and the cost of the SRO for the township has also increased, and there's also a lot of things that are considered benefits and everything that goes into the salary. So I'm very happy to have that on the agenda tonight. I'll be very happy to have a 3-year contract, and I do support the increase. Brett, do you have a budget update? Because I know this is getting ready for budget season.
Yeah, thanks, Dr. Harris. Next month at our May 9th meeting, we need to pass our preliminary budget. And so we have our first really preliminary draft done. Still a lot of moving parts, a lot of numbers that aren't finalized. So right now, our expenditures are at $63.5 million, which is up about $2.5 million over last year. Revenues are at $62 million, an increase of about $1 million over last year. So right now, we're out of balance by about $1.5 million. We expect that to come down by the time we pass the preliminary budget, again, once some of these numbers start to get finalized. But we'll have an update and a preliminary budget ready for next month.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
A couple of fun announcements. The robotics team, on Saturday, March 12th, the Penn Trafford High School competed in the Western PA States Robotics Tournament. 43 teams competed. Out of the 5 teams that represent Penn Trafford, 2 of them qualified for the VEX World Robotics Championship in Dallas. The Excellence Award was received by the team of Ian Smith, Alex Gilmore, and Jason Pernick. The Excellence Award is the highest award presented in the VEX Robotics competition. This award is presented to a team that exemplifies overall excellence in building a high-quality robotic program. The Design Award, also consisting of Zach Cassidy, Cal Gamble, and Tal, I hope I say this right, Heidenreich? Okay. The Design Award is presented to a team that demonstrates an organized and professional approach to design process, project and time management, and team organization. The team's engineering notebook and judges interview will demonstrate the team's ability to produce a quality robot with a minimum adult assistance included. This is the 3rd year in a row Ian Smith and Jason Pernick earned a spot in the Worlds. We could not go the unfortunate last time due to COVID, but now they are on, and there's a trip planned for Dallas, and we're asking you to approve that tonight, and I highly support it. If you ever told me when I started my career that we'd be actually recommending you to have a trip for competitions or robotics competition, I would have looked at you in surprise, because 30 years ago, a lot has changed. So, also on the agenda tonight, we do have 3 out-of-state trips for the band to approve. 2 of them already happened since they attended, but we never actually formally approved them, so we're going to need you to approve all 3 tonight. The first one is the WGIA Regionals in Indianapolis. It's a Scholastic Concert A. They earned the 2nd place with 81.4. Then we're gonna ask you to approve the WGI Regionals in Dayton, Scholastic Concert A. They earned the second place with an 80.8, which qualifies for them for the WGI Percussion World Championship in Dayton, Ohio, April 21st and 23rd. And that's on the agenda to approve tonight, and I highly recommending that as well. The academic quiz team, as you know, they won their championship, so they're going to Harrisburg for the academic quiz team, as our high school placed first in the county and qualified for states. They also recently competed at Duquesne University, and they also, one of the teams won first, and I heard that each of them received a $5,000 scholarship from Duquesne. So that was pretty exciting. We also want to congratulate the PIHL Championship Pentraft Warriors Junior Varsity Hockey Team. They won their playoffs against South Fayette to receive this title, so it's great that they're doing well. On the agenda tonight, a couple of things that we always govern our students are our Students Assistant Program, as well as our Special Education Plan. We're asking you to keep renewing, the Student Assistance Program is a yearly program. It helps us work with all of our students if they need extra counseling needs, extra needs in the classroom, especially this past couple of years, we noticed a bunch of our kids, the needs grow and higher. So we need to continue the program, and our special education plan is actually up until 2024. So we are asking you to approve that. And finally, we had 144 students signed up for the Easter celebration on April 12th. Kathy Kelly, who does the library media specialist, and the high school staff is getting ready for that. And do you have any more details on that, or just pretty much what I said?
It's only $5 to attend, so you get a picture with the Easter Bunny, an Easter egg hunt, a piece of pizza, and some chips and a soda. And right now, there's a lot of students and parents coming, so it's free for the
144
parents.
students, which is great, and it all goes towards Costumes for Courage. That's all the money gets raised, nothing for the school. It all goes towards Costumes for Courage, which is even better.
You take everybody.
Now we get to my favorite part of the month. And I know the kids, I tried to read that quicker for you guys in the audience, especially my little ones, but it's the Students of the Month. Every month we honor students from across the school district in the elementary schools, middle schools, and high schools. There is a lot of criteria that goes into it, and out of the 3,838 students we have, maybe at the end of the year we might have 24 students. So that shows you how extremely hard it is to actually win the title of Students of the Month. It means you're doing something above and beyond. You're doing something exceptional. You're making your parents proud. You're making your families proud. You're making your school proud. It is a very nice honor to receive, and it doesn't come very easily. When you read what the principals have to say about your students, you're going to see why. So I'm going to turn it over to Mr. DiNapoli. Yep. He's going to actually do. Okay. Yep. He has actually 2 schools, so he'll actually do one from Trafford and one from Double Green.
Yep. All right, thank you, Dr. Harris. We're going to start off with Trafford Elementary. Mr. Leo Pasquarelli. Come on up, Leo. Leo. Trafford. Okay. All right. It gives me great pleasure to introduce Leo Pasquarelli as Trafford Elementary Student of the Month. Leo is a second-grade student at Trafford, and he's in Mrs. Whittick's homeroom. He is the son of Dan and Stephanie, who are here with us, Pasquarelli, and is the younger brother of Anthony, who is in 4th grade at Trafford. He's a good big brother, huh? Yes, he is. Okay. Mrs. Whittick and her colleagues at Trafford overwhelmingly chose Leo as the Student of the Month. They state Leo is an outstanding student. He is smart, hardworking, and follows all the rules. Leo has an amazing personality and a heart of gold. His classmates were super excited for him when they got the word that he was going to be the Student of the Month. Mrs. Whittick stated that one of the things that sticks out to her this year with Leo is that during when we had the Make-A-Wish program, he came in, he donated his own money for that, which was outstanding for a second grader to do that. Mrs. Whittick also continued to state that Leo loves school and learning. He enjoys his friends and classmates and is an awesome ice hockey player as well. She says everyone needs a little Leo in their life. Leo, you're in second grade. You have a few more years left at Trafford Elementary. We're very proud of you for everything you're doing so far. And same with your brother, okay? And congratulations on being Student of the Month.
And Leo, at the very end, we're gonna get a picture for the newspaper with all the students of the month, so we'll call you up afterwards.
Okay.
Mr. Donato?
All right, down the road to Level Green Elementary. Anthony Bracchetti. Anthony, come on up. Level Green Elementary is excited to introduce Anthony Bracchetti as the Student of the Month. Anthony is a second grade student at Level Green. He is the son of Michael and Julie Bracchetti, who Julie's here, and the younger brother to Sophia, who is here as well. She is a fifth grade student at Level Green. Mrs. Damaska, who Anthony's homeroom teacher, thank you for coming, Mrs. Damaska, states, not only can his smile light up a room, but Anthony is one of the hardest working students I've had the pleasure to teach. He goes out of his way to help anyone and makes everyone around him happy. Anthony's hard work and determination in the classroom has helped him accomplish so much, and we are very proud. I'm very excited for him as he continues his journey at Level Green Elementary. Anthony tells us he is very excited for third grade because he's going to have some new classes. He's looking forward to the summer when he can ride his bike and play basketball. Anthony is a good student and an outstanding young man. Anthony, Level Green is happy to have you, and congratulations on Student of the Month.
All right, next we're gonna move to our middle school, and representing Trafford Middle School is Mr. Roger Sullivan.
Thank you,
School
Dr.
principal.
Harris. I'd like to introduce you, Chloe Bishop. Chloe's family's here, big sister's joining us too. Chloe's an 8th grader at Trafford Middle School, and she's an exceptional student, maybe one of the sharpest students we've had at Trafford Middle School. She's also an exceptional classmate and individual. Here's some of the things that she's involved in and some of her interests. She's very interested in photography. She plays the ukulele. She likes to travel, reads a lot, enjoys comics, watching movies, and then she emphasized lots of movies. And she enjoys painting and drawing, and Miss Lamanna says that she is a wonderful artist. At Trafford Middle School, she's involved in chorus and the drama club, and she told me she helped out at a mission trip in the Bahamas, going to participate. I don't know if it's a vacation or a mission trip, but needless to say, she gives to our community as well. So her teachers say some of the following. She said, one of her teachers said, my first experience was when she was a 6th grader participating in an advanced literature class 2 years ago, and she has continued to show characteristics of a leader. From then until now, as this teacher now has her in a different course, working to the best in everything that she does. She is involved in many extracurricular activities, as you heard, but always takes her academic success seriously and never fails to be a positive role model in the classroom. She is consistently respectful and always a top performer. They appreciate her sense of humor. And I can tell you, her and her friend last year won a lunch with the principal. So we shared a Chick-fil-A lunch in my office, and I can imagine that might be awkward for some, but not Chloe. In fact, she had me just like this the entire time while I listened to her. That's the kind of person that she is. This year, she was selected through audition to represent the chorus at the Westmoreland County Musical Educators Association County Chorus Festival. Chloe is a talented singer and always hardworking and helpful in class. In English, she is an accelerated student taking honors English here at the high school. So she is definitely exceptional. We are very proud of you. Congratulations. Very well deserving Student of the Month, Trafford Middle School.
And to keep up the good work you mentioned about going on a mission trip, I've been on a lot of those myself over the years. Last being China. That was an adventure. Every one was worth it. There's a lot of different places doing that. Keep up the good work.
And finally, representing the high school, Dr. Greg Cappuccino, as he knows,
Close
Dr. Cap.
Thank you, Dr. Harris.
I know it's your last name, yes.
Thank you. I'd like to introduce Brett Still as Penn Trafford High School Student of the Month. All right. Brett is accompanied by his mother, Christy, back there, and also his father, Rick. Brett is a sophomore and is enrolled in the Protective Services Program at the Central Westmoreland Career and Technical School. He's very involved. In his fire company, he's been involved for the last 4 years. He has completed 6 national certifications at the CTC and is currently completing the rope rescue level 1 and 2. He is also currently working on his EMT certification. After he gets out of high school, he's interested in attending either California University of PA or IUP, where he will study criminology. His teachers spoke very highly of him. Mr. Cuthbert stated, Brett is respectful, willing to put forth the time and energy necessary to achieve good grades on assignments and tests, and is able to get along with everyone in class. Ms. Martini reported, Brett has such an awesome sense of humor, and he's really fun to have as a student in class. He works hard, tries his best, and is extremely responsible. It's really nice to see Brett push himself and transition from General 9 English to Honors 10 level student. Mr. Rosardi said Brett arrives prepared and willing to volunteer and put all of his hard work into all of his classwork. Brett works well with his classmates and shows respect to me and his peers. Mrs. Radinsky stated, Brett is a wonderful student who always puts forth his best effort. He is actively involved in classroom discussions, group projects, and laboratories. He is also very kind, caring, and compassionate. And finally, Mr. Dortenzo from the CTC. Brett serves as a student ambassador for the Protective Services Program and assists with tours and other special dignitaries when they are at the CTC. Brett displays a great interest in law enforcement and wishes to serve his community in a law enforcement capacity. Congratulations to Brett as the Penn Trafford High School Student of the Month.
And we are going to get a picture, a group picture with the students. Mr. Leonard, stay standing. Holly, where would you like this? And thanks, parents. You're more than welcome to stay for the rest of the meeting, or you're more than welcome to go. No one has ever stayed. someone we want to recognize tonight. And notice I didn't mention anything about Fiddler on the Roof, which was outstanding, because we actually have Mrs. Potterberger here tonight. We're going to talk about the drama program and mention some of the classrooms that she does in class.
I gotta pull this down. That's not on. I am Jen Happenberger, Penn Trafford Class of '86. We just had the first weekend of the spring musical. This is the fiddler, Gracie Smith. People actually in the audience were saying, "Do you think he's trained in dance?" Because she looks so like we have a great makeup crew, and the beards look so authentic that they thought that she was. This is Haba, Zeidel, and Hoddle. Oh my gosh! From this past weekend, so they were the first weekend daughters, and we have a new crew coming in for this next weekend. You want to say something about your experience, real quick? I just pulled them out of rehearsal.
Yes,
So-
if we look a little sweaty, we just did the wedding dance, so if you've seen Fiddler on the Roof, you know exactly what we're talking about. And if not, we hope you see it.
No, but I mean, it was amazing, especially getting to perform with all my friends. And it was my first time performing on a live stage. It was definitely a lot of fun. I'm so thankful for everyone who takes charge and leading all of us kids to do a musical and a ball play. I mean, they're really people we should applaud. We should do that right now.
We had the elementary preview show this past Friday for Trafford, Level Green, and Sunrise, and to have the elementary kids come back, to have 800 screaming little kids just so excited to ride the bus to come to the high school and interact with these big kids that are superstars to them, it was tremendous, and we get to do that again this coming Friday. So thank you for allowing that to happen. I think it benefits everybody. It got them excited, and it got the little kids, and hopefully it's the best feeder program we could have is for the elementary schools to come and see what we do.
Can you tell us about what you put on the wall you just posted for any parents coming in to see the presentation?
Well, this is
The
the
entrance.
this is the 50th year of Penn Trafford High School. I've taken it very seriously, and we had an event in the fall for football, and I didn't want to go unnoticed in the spring, so we are this Saturday at the performance. We're going to have another 50th celebration. Invited back past administrators, teachers, retirees, PT prom king and queens, because we had the homecoming kings and queens at the fall event, as well as any alumni from the Drama Guild to come back, and we'll have a reception in the cafeteria, give them a tour of the building, and then we'll go to the show together. We have about 81 people signed up to come so far. So that's great. But what we also did in the theater class over the past couple years is we accumulated, they were like my little minions researching your books and looking up pictures. We made a poster for every musical that Penn Trafford's ever done. So in the lobby when you enter the Performing Arts Center, from 1973, they didn't have a musical that year, but we have pictures of the Drama Guild through every show, including Fiddler on the Roof. We have posters and tickets and programs and everything as a little permanent collection of the Drama Guild. So I'm very proud of it, and please stop by when you come in to the Performing Arts Center Friday 7:30, Saturday 7:30, or Sunday at 3 to see the show and check it out. It's a really
And just
great
to clarify,
collection.
that's in addition to the poster boards that the art department creates.
Correct.
Ms. Chrysolite, I think, does those for you.
Well, no, the Fiddler on the Roof was Emma Coral, our stage manager, made it, and Dom Randall, another stage manager, painted the working sign.
Yeah, those are
Jeannie
beautiful.
Corsi and Josh Foringer started that in 2010. They painted all those, and we continue that too. So we have big plans for that area.
We're still working on the bulbs, right?
Yep, we'd like to have a marquee above the entrance. We have a lot of big plans for the Performing Arts Center.
You mentioned about alumni, people come back. Is it every year you have some students come back to meet with you that have?
Well, this year so far, I had Zach Stevenson came and spoke. He is actually, ironically, he's in charge of the national tour for Fiddler on the Roof. So I reached out to him, and he came and talked to them just about his career and how he's got to that point, but also got a personalized video sent from the actual people on the tour that wished Penn Trafford opening night break a leg. So that was pretty cool. We've had Brett, I just looked at your name tag, so I said Brett. We had Brad Broman, who is working on the tour of Hamilton. He came and talked to the kids. Brian Matishan has talked to the kids, and he is a costume designer on Saturday Night Live. So we have a lot of very successful kids that have come through the Penn Trafford Drama Guild and have really continued. Maybe they're not actors on the stage, but there are so many other careers in the theater arts that nobody knows exists until we find out about it, and it's really exciting for them. They love to come back and share their experiences, and these kids are in awe of what they do, and it's just a really great program. I pride myself in my 29 years of reaching out to alumni and having them come back and share. This December, coming up, 2 December, will be the Alumni in the Arts Day, so we'll have that to talk about it another day.
Any of you girls do the bottle dance?
No, that's all.
Those are all
My brother.
Okay.
My brother does the bottle dance.
My little grandson was shocked, no bottles fell.
No bottles. Oh, no, they're good ones.
Yeah, I bet they have some prompt help, but anyway.
No, they have really strong necks, and
All right.
Yeah, you can see Aiden at home practicing.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
A lot
precious.
of practice with books ahead of time and all
Yeah.
that stuff.
so if you haven't come, it's really worth it.
Well, I saw your show on Sunday and it was excellent, and I thought the same thing about the fiddler until my wife told me.
That's why I brought her. I thought.
And my son's looking forward to seeing you again on Friday because he goes to McCullough. So.
Well, and one more thing. Our lighting designer is a senior, and she did a great show at Christmas time. And I said, Lena, do you want to do something at the preview show? So she whipped something up in a day, and it was she lit the stage to We Don't Talk About Bruno from Encanto, if any of you know what that means. There were 800 kids singing every word, and them also, singing along with this light show, and you could feel the room shaking with excitement. It was tremendous. So, thank you for letting me do all the things that I do.
Thank you for
Letting me
doing
go.
it. I mean, that's,
Great job. Their rehearsal's over, so
Jen,
we're
was
gonna
that
go.
full production for the elementary, or did you have to pare it down a little bit?
Yeah, we just feature certain songs. Some songs aren't necessarily always appropriate for the elementary.
All right, I got a question for admin then, including ourselves. Is there a reason why we don't do this for middle schools?
let's turn it to Jen.
I just walked
I'm
into
just
whatever
asking.
Bev did, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just
Well,
asking.
the middle school musicals are performed in front of the middle schoolers and elementary Trafford, but we didn't do one for the high school students. We haven't done that
We
in a
never
while.
have,
Yeah, well, we
as
used
long
to
as I've
back in the
been.
day. Yeah.
Not since I've been here.
Well, I just think that, like somebody said, I think it is a good tool for recruitment, for the middle school students to see what opportunity awaits them
Yeah.
at the
So
high school
Chloe,
level.
she leave?
We do have a good drama program, both Trafford Middle, they just did, the Bill, Schoolhouse Rock,
I
and
know they
then
do, but I
they're
think it'd
doing
be-
Beauty and the Beast at Penn Middle.
Just a suggestion, maybe we
Well,
can think about.
in the past, the drama clubs would come up on a Sunday and do a tour and see the show, but I think until we get back into complete normalcy, that didn't happen this
Okay.
year. Okay. All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank
And that is all I have for information. Turn it over to you for visitors.
Thank you, Dr. Harris, and now is the time for audience recognition. In the process for that is you must state your name, address, and group affiliation, if any. Your statement will be limited to 5 minutes in duration. All statements shall be directed to the president of the board, and no participant may address or question a individual board member. You may be interrupted if your statement is too lengthy, personally direct, abusive, obscene, or irrelevant. I have a list of 5 residents who signed up to address the board. Your name will be called in the order in which you signed up, and the first one on my list is Chris McCracken.
Thank you, Mr. President. My name is Chris McCracken. Address is 3413 Route 130, Harrison City, PA 15636. Tonight, I'm here representing the Penn Trafford Band Parents Executive Board. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for having me here. Our purpose as the Penn Trafford Band Parents Association is to provide the financial and logistical support to all of the band of the Penn Trafford School District. Through hard work and determination, our students excel in the various music ensembles and thoroughly enjoy the experiences that they have had. Each summer, the marching band practices 2 nights a week, going from a group of individually talented musicians to a cohesive marching unit. 2 weeks of band camp in the brutal August heat results in the foundation of a field show that will evolve throughout the fall season. Every Friday night, the band proudly dons the Penn Trafford uniform to represent their school, cheer on their football team, and help provide that Friday night lights atmosphere. They do this through rain, snow, sleet, or hail, and the occasional sun. At home games, the marching band performs a pregame show, the drumline leads the football team onto the field, plays pep songs throughout the game, performs a halftime show, and after the game, the band performs for the team and cheerleaders before the post-game speech. Sometimes the drumline and a few others also perform a small number for the student section, which is entertaining and a fun experience for all. Away games are a very similar experience, except for the pregame activities. The marching band supports both the football team and the cheerleaders, and that support is reciprocated, which is not necessarily common at various schools, and I commend the leaders of those groups for working together to make that happen. On Saturdays, the band is back to work fine-tuning the show that is performed at various high schools across Pennsylvania at Tournament of Band competitions. The students work hard to perfect the show and lay it all on the line Saturday night. The students enjoy participating in the competitions, performing and interacting with the students of other school districts who share the same passion for music that they do. The results speak for themselves. The Penn Trafford Marching Band has won 6 straight TOB Region A championships, but more importantly, the experiences that they have had will live with them forever. After marching season, some of the students then continue on to winter ensembles, either indoor color guard or percussion. The winter color guard group is rebuilding and added 10 new members just this year. They have been performing all over Western Pennsylvania, and it is truly amazing to see how far they have come over the past few months. Their first performance of the season scored a 44. A fearless and resilient group, they soldiered on, and with hard work and dedication, recently placed first in their division at Hempfield, second at East Allegheny, and on their final performance of the season on Saturday, placed second at the Trewa Championships at Kiski with a score of 79, just 2 points out of first place. For a group of kids who mostly have never touched a flag, it is absolutely remarkable, and credit is due to all of those involved. Indoor concert percussion has been on the road recently as well, performing with world-class talent at WHEI events in Indianapolis and Dayton, placing second at both. And they have qualified for the World Finals to be held in Dayton in a few short weeks. This past Saturday at Kiski, concert percussion scored a 90.9, their highest score of the season, to bring home first place at the Trewa Finals. To all of the ensembles, the students, the staff, and the director, it's an honor and a privilege to work with you, support you, and for you to represent the Penn Trafford School District. You should be commended for your efforts. Unfortunately, there are some members of the district leadership who are focused solely on quantity instead of quality. Who cares what the marching band accomplishes if there aren't 200 students on the field, right? Now, please don't get me wrong. All of us would love for more students to join the band and get the same experiences as previously mentioned. No matter their background, all students are welcome to join and encouraged. The current marching band students, parents, and the director have been working hard this off-season trying to recruit students. Their efforts appear to be paying off, with 10 new color guard members previously mentioned and an expected 5 to 10 new instrumentalists for next season. The reality is that a few things have worked against the marching band participation over the past few years. It is not an excuse, but a fact that COVID has hurt not only the marching band, but a lot of youth organizations. I work with a few youth programs, and it has negatively impacted participation across the board. As we have traveled with the marching band to various competitions, all band participation is down across most of the schools. Finances have been affected as well, as our band alone lost over $20,000 in revenue in 1 year due to COVID. While we have worked through it, that certainly constrains the program. There are also a number of students due to personal and family reasons related to COVID who did not participate the past few years. Through that, though, the students of the band have persevered. They have continued to show up to practice and work on a field show, even though they were not able to travel and perform. They worked on a pregame and pep material, even though they were not allowed in the stadium for a game or two, or travel with the football team. They stuck with it, and again, proudly represented their school as best they could. But does that matter? It's quantity over quality, right? There are some here that believe that the halftime show is not fun enough, and that's why more students don't join the band. Are you aware that each spring, the soon-to-be senior marching band students meet with the band director to discuss and provide input on the upcoming show. The students have direct input on the material that they will perform. While the stadium is generally packed on Friday nights, it's an unfortunate reality that the majority of those in attendance don't even pay attention to the halftime show. It's a shame, but it is true. How many of you have watched and listened to the halftime show or can tell me what the theme of the show was or what songs were played? I challenge you to name one. Some of those songs are very recognizable over the past few years, coming from popular movies and TV shows. If you talk to the students of the marching band, ask the question.
I'm sorry, the time, how much longer do you have? Because you had the 5 minutes is up. And I know you have 4 other people who are gonna speak. Are they still speaking about the same topic?
It's a common prepared statement. It would make sense for Chris to continue. We need
So
to pass
then,
it on.
he would there be 4 more people speaking, or you gonna speak for the whole group?
I will speak for the whole group if that's okay with you.
Could you turn the microphone a little bit more towards you? Thank you.
Yeah, it's not on.
Nope, it's on.
The microphone is not for amplification, it's just for the.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's for, okay.
It's just to
So
catch
nobody
it.
online can hear me? I'm
You know,
sorry.
they can, it doesn't amplify.
It won't amplify here, but it helps with the online.
Okay, I got you.
Right.
Okay, thank you. If you talk to the students of the marching band and ask the question, what made you initially join the marching band? How many will answer that it was because of a particular song played at halftime? I think you'd be hard-pressed to find one. But then ask them about their favorite memories of being in the marching band, and quite a few, if not all, would talk about a particular show or song from the show that they enjoyed, that moved them in a certain way. And that is what music is all about. But is it? Or is it about quantity? So to that end, I ask you, what have you as the administration done to support the cause? Do you attend and cheer on the marching band at field competitions? I'm at every one. I'd like to see you there too. Have you supplied the appropriate budget to the music department to enable them to do what they need to do? One of you mentioned performing Disney songs. Are you all aware that to obtain the rights to Disney songs can cost $5,000 to $6,000? We'd be willing to accept the additional money to help pay for that. I'm not saying that is the solution to the supposed problem, just asking. Has the board supplied the facilities to attract more students to the program and provide the director and instructors the proper tools to support that? The mud practice field behind the school that may or may not have lines on it, with a rickety step ladder for the director's viewing, are just a couple quick examples of opportunities for improvement. Has the board done all that it can to allow the students to schedule band classes? In short, no. This board is fully aware that taking a band class weighted at 4.0 hurts the GPA of students whose schedules heavily favor AP and honors courses. Students looking to be valedictorian or top 20 will avoid taking band classes that reduce their GPA. I'm aware that this has been brought to the board's attention in the past, but still has not been addressed. In addition, the band director is only at the high school part-time, splitting his day between the various elementary schools in the morning, pushing all of the high school classes to afternoon, where they interfere with the AP courses. When it comes to scheduling, the band classes are the first to be dropped. It is time that we work together, be supportive of the band, and consider all changes that can be made to encourage the students to join the band. Now, unfortunately, one member of this board has taken negative comments a step further and on multiple occasions has publicly called the marching band an embarrassment. The organization that I just spoke about is an embarrassment to the school district for simply going out onto the football field and giving it their all. Shamefully, the band parents and the students in the marching band are fully aware of the comments being made. The marching band that has won 6 straight TOB Region 8 championships is an embarrassment. A few years ago, the marching band, with their field show Coliseum, achieved the highest score ever received by a Penn Trafford marching band in TOB competition. In the past several years, the band has marched in parades at Disneyland, Disney World, receiving high praise for their behavior and performances from airline, hotel, and Disney staff. Is that an embarrassment? 4 years ago, the marching band halftime show was a tribute to the late, great Mr. Rogers, a man who dedicated his life to the entertainment and education of children all over the world. Mrs. Rogers took a day out of her busy schedule, came to Penn Trafford to speak to the students and watch their show. She was honored that the band was paying tribute to her husband and enthralled with the show, with no mention of the number of band students on the field. I'm sickened to hear that you think of my children, our children, as an embarrassment. I don't care what student organization you are talking about, none of them should ever be labeled as an embarrassment. You're an elected representative of this school district and to all of its students and organizations.
At the very least, a public apology should be made to the members of the marching band, as the students are the one who are most hurt by these comments, and as the students are the only reason we are all here. On a side note, each year the marching band performs in the Kennywood Fall Festival Parade along with many other regional bands. This past fall, a number of us band parents stood and watched the parade with members of the North Allegheny School Board who were in attendance to cheer on their own band. It was a refreshing sight to see, and we were pleasantly surprised as they asked us about our marching band, asked about each of our kids, and what instruments they played. When our band marched by, they cheered as if it was their own kids. While their school is much larger and their band may have more students than ours, they were supportive just the same. This board should be doing everything within its power to ensure the students' success, not cutting them down. It seems counterproductive to the goal of encouraging more students to join the band. Now, to move forward, we have some requests. Stop with the name calling, stop with the backroom chatter about comments about the size of our band, stop with the tear down of our students, and let's please work together. Before implementing solutions to a problem, let's spend a little time to research it. Talk to the parents of the band organization. Talk to the students who participate in the program and find out why they do it. Please talk to the students who stop doing it and find out why they are not participating. Talk to the band director who runs the program. Please do the homework before implementing a solution. The teachers don't give a test first and then teach the lesson. I ask you to do the same. To move forward, we, the Penn Trafford Band Parents Association, have some action items for the school board. The comments and actions of this board in regards to the marching band program must be positive, constructive, and supportive. No student is going to rush to join the marching band or any other organization that is described as embarrassing, regardless of the context. Negativity does nothing but deter students and parents. Promoting the band and providing details of the experiences available to the students and the accomplishments of the program will go much further. There are a few within the administration that do support the bands and all that they do, and we recognize and sincerely appreciate that. However, that positivity and support must not stop there. It must come from all levels of the school district, from the directors, administration, to the staff, down through the middle school and elementary schools. All must be on board to support the common goal. Just as the varsity football program does not succeed without the buy-in and support from the midget, middle school, and JV programs, the marching band relies on a similar feeder system. We ask the board to provide this positive support and encourage it at all levels of the district. For starters, you have a known issue at one of your middle schools. You have the power to fix it, and we ask that in a timely manner that be addressed moving forward. We also understand that there is a committee that has been formed to look into increasing the student participation in the marching band. The Band Parents Association requests that we are active participants in that committee. Some of us have talked with you, members of the board, and offered to work with you to find ways to promote the band, and that offer still stands. It is also imperative that the band director is included as a member of the committee, as he has the most direct input into the program. The Penn Trafford Band Parents Association Executive Board meets this Wednesday, April 6th at 6:30 p.m. in the LGI, and we cordially invite all members of the school board and high school administration to attend to constructively discuss the marching band moving forward. We can also be available at another time should this not work for you. In closing, we have one last request. On Friday nights during halftime, please watch, listen. Maybe you'll hear something that moves you in a way that moves our students. This past year's show was titled "Your Life is an Occasion, Rise to It." Our students certainly have done that. We are extremely proud that our band students represent the Penn Trafford School District, and you all should be too. Thank you for your time and consideration. I'd welcome any questions or comments.
Thank you, Mr. McCracken. I do have a couple comments. I, for
Yes.
one, would like to tell you a little personal note for myself. I do attend many of the events. I do appreciate what you do in the music part in the band. I have a special needs grandson that attends with me. He's nonverbal, but he very much enjoys music, and he gets right down in. And the band director is cooperating with me, taking right down with the band, getting to listen to the group, and it's been a blessing for myself and my daughter and his mother, the family. So I, for one, can tell you I greatly appreciate what you do. I don't have musical talent, but I want to.
Neither do I.
I do appreciate it. And
Thank
I'm going to look at my schedule, Wednesday, 6:30. The items that you brought up, we've had a meeting recently.
We had a meeting with Mr. Cornelis
And we discussed a lot of what you said. Maybe not everything, but a lot. And we certainly wanted to let him know that I don't think anybody takes issue with the quality of your work, the quality of the music, the quality of the programs. I don't think anybody takes issue with that. We tried to relay that to as much as possible, and that personally, I'll tell you, that's my heart on that. It's great quality work. As far as numbers versus whatever, the only effort that I would say is we'd like to see more people involved because it's a good program. But I'm not saying that's his fault, your fault, or anybody's fault, but we're all willing to work together to try to work towards the best aggregate of solutions, whatever is perceived to be problems. I personally don't see any problems with your program, but what I see is what I see at the different performances at, and I think it's all great.
One of the things you
Thank you.
did mention was the kids not taking it because of APs or whatever. Next year we are, and I wish Dr. Captain has to leave, but we are making a dual enrollment for students. If you want to take as a college elective, which makes it count as honors, because once it's a college dual enrollment, then for 11th and 12th grade, it can't get an honors credit. And we've already discussed that. I'm not sure if he shared that with you or not.
I'm not aware of it, but anything we could do to help, we certainly welcome that. And again, we would welcome to sit down with you and go over more ideas for how we can all come together and encourage more students to join.
Because there are a lot of the ideas you just mentioned that we have talked to elementary, middle school, high school. We've been looking at it all year long. Honestly, I say this every year, and I know, we love the band, we love the numbers, and I understand, like, we're doing everything to get to the numbers, but that is what we're focusing on. And I realize as an elementary, middle school, high school, we all have to work together.
Yes.
To get the numbers.
Absolutely.
If I can make a comment, please. I'm the band member. I'm a alumnus. Played 4 years high school, marching band, concert band, jazz band. So I come as an alumnus. And I'm the one that made the comment about being embarrassed. And where that was taking place and why I get upset when it's taken out of context had nothing to do with the kids. I went to the band pre-show, if you remember, in August. I'm sitting in there, not many people in the stands, but I was there. 37 kids came out. That was all that was on the field. 37 kids and 5 color guard. And to me, that was embarrassing. I'm a band alumnus. Love the band. Look forward to the band. Want to hear the band. Played in bands. So that's what the comment was about, never in reference to the kids. I recognize the hard work, time, and talents they bring. We have one of the best band directors you could ever ask for. The amount of time, preparation. My wife and I are walkers. We walk and see the kids practicing all the time. We know what goes into it. We want to see more people involved in the band family. The pride you take in the band, more people need to be involved in that. Comment was made only having 4 trumpet players when they used to have 10. The sound from 4 trumpet players, let's say in a concert or jazz band, not bad. When you're on a big field, 4 trumpets is a lot different than 10 trumpets. So how can we help? And our goal is, our motivation is we want to help and be part of it. We could sit back and say, it's just the band, no big deal. Let's just be quiet and let things go. No, we want to solve a problem which we see. We want to see more people involved like you. We want to see the band grow and prosper and appreciate what the kids do. You should be proud of them. And like I said, as an alumnus, it's very personal to me. And we got a band parent here that she's been leading the charge on this because we want to improve and be part, not just sit back and say, oh, well, it's just a band. We care. And because we care, we want to get involved. If we didn't care, we could say, oh, well, we care. So I just want to make that comment to clear the air if there's any needs to be cleared. That's why the comment was made. That was the context of the concept, the context. So that's where I'm from. And I don't walk that back, incidentally. I don't talk behind people's back. If I said something, man enough to say, yeah, that's what I said. And this is why I said it. Now, how you take it, I can't control that. But I can control my heart. I can control where I'm coming from and why I said it. So that's my comment.
Sir, can I respond, please?
Yeah, I'll take your response.
Okay. So my issue is this. There is no statement, no matter the context, that should involve Penn Trafford students in embarrassing in the same sentence. We should be working together, all of us, to support the band and make positive comments toward that. If any parent or student in the district hears that the marching band and embarrassing in the same sentence, it does not encourage students to join that organization. If we talk about the positives, all of the stuff that I just talked about, that certainly helps promote the program, but no statement should be made that includes embarrassing in our students in the same sentence.
Okay, well, I appreciate your comment, and I personally say this, if that did happen, and I wasn't there, so in context, I personally, as the president of the board, apologize for any problem that may have created, because I assure you that you're not embarrassing, and we're not embarrassed, and we're proud of your program. So I offer that apology.
And thank you, sir. And again, I've made the offer, we would love to work with you. The students of the band would love to work with you, and we encourage support from across the organization and would appreciate that.
Yeah, I just want to say one thing. I know I think you and I talked.
Yes.
Yeah, we did.
We did.
We could go Sunday. And I told you that there's a group of us who are working on it. Mr. Matarazzo, myself, and the administration, and Mr. Leonard has joined us last Thursday. And we have done some steps. We met with Mr. Cornelius last week. We all took time out of our schedules to work with him. You mentioned Wednesday's meeting. I would love to I already have plans at 8 o'clock and at 5 o'clock, so I don't think I can actually be there that night. But please keep
Tanya, I'm gonna show up April 6th.
Oh, you're gonna show up?
I'll show up.
Yeah, I already have plans.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'll come.
but.
And again, it doesn't have to stop at that meeting. I mean,
No,
we want to
I'm saying-
continually work with you on this item.
Yeah, and you know, I try to be out in the community talking to different band parents. I was talking to a middle school parent over the weekend, asking them, you know, is your kid gonna move on? At that point, they didn't know. But I just want to stress that I think the board as a whole really does support the band. We want the band to be very successful, and we try to do everything in our power, like Dr. Harris said. We're looking at the dual enrollment so the kids could get weighted. My son personally dropped out of the band because of that. Okay, I'll tell you that. He did 1 year and dropped out. That was one of the reasons, okay? So, many years ago. But anyway, it still happens, so I appreciate that, okay? And as we said, we're looking into it. We're looking into what's going on in the middle schools. We're looking into what's going on in the elementary schools. We want it to be successful, and we are trying, just brainstorming, and we want the input so that we can all move together in a positive direction.
Exactly.
So,
We should.
as I mentioned, I'm sure my daughter's a music teacher. We've had music. I don't have any music talent, okay? It's on my husband's side of the family. I'll be truthful. My kids have been raised with music. And so we do feel it's important. And to say one last thing to Mr. Leonard's point about his special needs child. I had a special needs child who has since passed. She loved the band. Okay, we brought her up to the band things. She also liked Wizard of Oz and, you know, in the musicals, and when the dog and Toto started howling, Stephanie started howling, which made it, well, laughing, and the dog went louder, and it was crazy, but it was funny and it was cute. So we brought our kid, and she enjoyed every bit of it, okay? So music is very important, and I think especially in these special needs kids. I would say especially in them. So it is important to us, and it's personal to several of us. So reach out at any time and keep us informed when you're all getting together.
Absolutely, will do.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Sissing. And Mr. McCracken?
Yes, sir.
I have 4 other names: Brad Casavant, Paul Edward, Batara Matt Graves. Did he speak well? on
DiMatteo.
anything? Did I say those right? I guess. Did he speak what you needed to have us here? Because communications, in my honest opinion, my many years, I'm an old guy, you hear a lot of young folks, communications has been the source of many problems, and we wish to communicate. And we'll reach out, and we're glad for any input, any information you wish to exchange, and I, for one, am glad to communicate with anybody. I don't get any calls, my number's in the book. But, so, did you 5 feel that everything that you needed to say has been stated?
I'm just saying a brief moment with Dr. Harris. Thank you for committing to join our meeting on Wednesday. And as Chris said, it is an open meeting, open invitation for all future meetings. You are all welcome to attend. Please get involved. Please engage with us to help make the program better. Thank you.
And your name is, sir?
Matthew Graves.
Okay, so you're one, okay, thank you, Mr. Graves.
Good evening, my name's Paul Edwards, and yes, Mr. McCracken spoke my thoughts perfectly well. Thank you all for listening to us.
Thank you,
Yes.
Mr. Evans.
My name is Brad Cassavant. I was second on the list, and Mr. McCracken also spoke very well.
Thank you. Okay, so hopefully, unless anybody else has anything to say, hopefully that covers it.
Yeah.
And I can't promise about Wednesday, because I don't claim to be any important to anybody, but I do commit to a lot of things. And Wednesday nights are a lot of activities at my church that I participate in. But I will see what's going on. But it's 6:30, band meeting in the LGI. Is that what's here?
Yes, sir.
Right here.
That's here.
Right, it's just show up here.
So anybody would be welcome, and if I can make it, I will. Thank you.
Thank you. I thank you for your time and I appreciate all of your support. Thank you.
Okay, that takes us now to old business, and since there are no items under old business, I have an announcement about it. We had held a brief executive session prior to this meeting, and at our executive session, we discussed personnel items, a few real estate items, and received information on various other items. And it's now time to move on to our consent agenda. Are there any, do any board members have any items they would like to remove from consent agenda? For separate action? Hearing none, we would entertain a motion for the approval of the consent agenda as presented.
Motion.
Second.
We have a motion and a second.
Question.
Any question? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed, nay? Motion carries. Wow, that takes us right down to our solicitor's report.
Oh, actually,
No.
Give one more about that.
page
Okay,
13.
one return ago.
Yeah, last one,
Six.
retirement.
Number 6, page 13.
Yep, you can just read from here.
Wow.
That's Mr. Petrucci.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, that's Mr. Petrucci under Personnel and Curriculum. I blew right by that when I was reviewing this today. Mr. Petrucci?
Okay, thank you, Mr. President. Move to accept the following retirement resignation, Teresa Morrow, building nurse in McCullough and Trafford Schools, effective June 30th, 2022.
Second. Question.
We have a motion, second, and question. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed, nay?
I'd like to thank,
That's all
I'm
I have,
sorry,
Mr.
I wanna
President.
thank Nurse Terry for always being there over all the different years. We will invite her back to the retirement when we do at the end of the year for all the teachers and staff who retired in June. But she's always has a smile on her face, always helps out. And I'm getting worried because it is hard to find school nurses, and she would show up and go anywhere we asked her to. So I do appreciate her service and her dedication, but I do have a need for nurses out there.
Well, that's why I skipped over. We don't want her.
No, we would prefer her to
That's-
say, I asked her, I said, just one day a week, you know, I'd be happy. I couldn't
She's
get
one of the
that.
funniest people
She's
I've
very
ever
nice.
met.
Yeah, I wanna miss her a lot. I wanna miss her a
She's
lot.
a
but
character.
I completely understand it's time to retire, but I would love her to stay.
Okay, now, solicitor's report.
Oh, thank you, Mr. President. I do not have anything additional to report this evening.
Okay, is there anybody else on the board has anything else, or anybody else present has anything else they wish to say for the group here?
No, just a quick, I was at the Penn Middle Choral concert, excellent job to all involved.
They do a nice job. Taylor Powell, I think this is her maybe third year or fourth.
I was tapping my foot a
Thank
lot,
you, sir.
especially the blackbird. That's all I had, Mr. President.
Thank you, and thank you, all folks in the audience for coming, we appreciate it. I've been on this board for quite a few years, almost half as many as Nick. And that's literally, because I haven't been here half as many as Nick quite. And it's nice to see people here, because many meetings we have nobody here, so. And anybody comes, we like to try to help listen to what you have to say, and if we can do something about it, do something about it. So at this point, I would entertain a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
We have a motion.
Second.
Motion second. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed, nay? Motion carries.
We'd be going.
Meeting is adjourned.